Welcome to Waffles Friends Work, a values-driven leadership and personal development podcast. I'm Kara.
And I'm Jensie. We hope you find this podcast both thought-provoking and entertaining as we cover how we all show up for ourselves, in our relationships, and at work.
Since we're only moderately obsessed with shows like Parks and Recreation and Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
And can't stop reading material from Brene Brown and Adam Grant.
you'll get a mix of approaches to thinking about and becoming the person you want to be.
Yeah, that's enough. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Waffles Friends Work. It is the beginning of a new year, and so you know what that means. To me, nothing. But for a lot of people, it means you should start caring about goals.
I was like, it's time to start thinking about taxes.
Taxes. You have to remember to write a 6 when you write the date.
Yes. On your
Something.
checks. When you
On
write
your
checks. I don't know why I thought of
legitimately
that.
could not tell you the last time I wrote a check.
No, I was just going to say that. I can't even write checks on either of my bank accounts. So
Yeah.
I don't know
I think I
where
can, but I don't think I have a checkbook. Like, I don't think I have checks for it, so that'll be interesting. Anyway, no, so it's January, and that is a very popular time that people are thinking about goals. And Jensie, you and I have very different feelings about goals than I think a lot of people feel about goals.
I just
A
think
little
it's a
more
more
nuanced
nuanced
take.
Yes. Oh, that's funny. Well, and we've talked about goals before. I mean, we have a whole episode on setting goals and I'm going to say it wrong, our patented 5-step process for goal setting.
Patent pending. Yes.
Patent pending. Because I do think, well, I think a lot of things about goals, but one of them is we get a lot into our heads about it. And there's a lot of noise around what you should have as goals and what actually is meaningful to you and goals that you actually want to accomplish and are in alignment
Sound it out.
and are in alignment with your values. So that's kind of where we come into the conversation because we like to talk about values. And sometimes we set goals and we just set the same goals year after year after year and we've never accomplished them. And probably the reason is we don't actually care about that thing or we don't care about it in that way and we need to come at it in a different.
Yes. I think my feeling about goals has changed so much when I realized that a lot of the goals I was trying to set, I did not actually care about. I just thought they were the kind of goals I needed to set, like waking up earlier, going to the gym, reading more, all of those things that just like your typical self-development, like these are the goals that people set kind of a vibe. And that's just not me, which is funny because I actually do. Okay, I don't go to the gym. I'm never going to go to the gym. But since I like let go of that idea of like, this is how you have to set a goal, I actually have started doing a lot of those things just because I've found a way that works better for me and what I want to do. So yeah, I when I see these like New Year's resolutions and all this hullabaloo about goals, I get a little maybe self-righteous even of just like, ugh, like eye roll, goals, boring.
Yeah. There's like this bro culture thing. Like I signed on to LinkedIn yesterday, 2 days ago, and the first post I saw was some stupid white guy talking about how he went to the gym at 3:00 in the morning so that he could get there before he had to get on an airplane. And I was like, what do you want, an award for being dumb? Like, don't.
Dumb. That's ugh. But what I have found is that I like the sense of accomplishment that I get from doing things, especially when they're goals I actually do care about and are things that I want to do that I may not have done if I hadn't kind of set that as a goal. Maybe I need a better word for it. Maybe I just think the word goal is too sports bro-y.
Yeah, maybe we just need to insert here like a supercut of all the times the announcers yell goal during soccer games.
Soccer.
Well, it's about personal growth, right? And there are things that we want to do and learn and grow as human beings. And when we are setting these intentions, I guess it's more of like an action associated with an intention, because you set an intention, that doesn't mean you're going to do anything about it, but taking action on those intentions and those becoming the person that you say you want to be and actually embodying the values that you proclaim to hold dear. Maybe those are better ways than saying goal, but I think the other thing is that we get really caught up about when to set goals, and like January is the only time that you can decide to start.
Do you set a smart goal or a smarter goal? Like we get so caught up in like exactly what makes a good blah. It just makes it not fun.
Yeah. I think that the big measurement is you just have to know when you've accomplished that goal. Because if you're like me, you want to check off the list. So how do I know it's done?
Mm-hmm. That is the one thing. I try not to be too picky about like how exactly to set the goal. But when I just hear like more like, I just want to do this more, I get a little like, how are you going to know you did it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
something that I've been thinking about for this year is I want to create more and consume less. But like, what does that
Mhm.
actually mean? Like, what do I want to be creating? But overall, I'm such a perfectionist that I'm trying to let go of this, like, it has to be specific, measurable, achievable. Like, it doesn't have to be those things, but I do want to know, when do I get to say I
I did it.
did it?
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. And I think that's part of, we get into this, like, I don't know, very aggressive. We have to set these types of goals. We have to do it in this time frame. It means this much. It has to be a SMART goal, or it has to be in alignment with all these things. And then I have to make a million plans about it and just overcomplicate the crap out of it. And then we've lost interest in 2 weeks anyway. So
I'm really good at that. It's like a
yeah.
classic. I bought a new notebook, so now I have my life together. It's like, I'm going to spend all this time thinking about what my goals are going to be. And then when it comes time to actually do them, the girl who wrote that goal and the girl who lives today are two different girls.
They're two different. She is gone. She has left. So one of the things that Kara and I have talked about, the time of year that I like to set goals, is actually in the fall. That's when I really feel like it's like this back to school sort of momentum. And even now, as I think about sort of the seasons, and there's a lot of conversation online. I don't know if you've seen this, maybe just me, because I get all these astrology things in my feed, but
You got all the woo-woo feed, yeah.
yeah, but actually, like, everyone's talking about the year of the horse, the year of the horse. So we're leaving the year of the snake, right? And we're shedding, and the year of the horse
Okay.
is coming. And this is like a very, like, not aggressive, but like achievement-based year. Like, we're going to go out and get some things. And that actually feels very true to me. But the year of the horse doesn't actually start until February. So we have a little bit more time to
I
put
like that.
2025 to bed and get ready for 2026. Oh.
I saw one the other day that was like, I'm in no hurry to start my year. I bloom in the spring. And I was like, same.
Yeah. Yeah.
January is not, I am not at my best in January. It's dark. It's cold. It's not, no.
Yeah, I think it's definitely time. I like to think about, like I said, it's about intentions and planting the seeds for the year of what you really want to achieve, and spending some time thinking about, this time next year, what do you want to say that you did in 2026? And one of the things that I've been thinking about, because I did used to do all these things, right? I used to play sports and do adventures, and I still do a lot of those things. But as I thought about getting back into some physical activity, one of the things that occurred to me is like, oh, I like to try new things. And it was the same thing when I thought about cooking dinner. Like, I hate making dinner. And I was like, I used to cook dinner all the time. What is the difference? I was always trying new recipes. So this like moment of like, oh, it has to be novel and exciting, because otherwise my brain is like, "Bleh, boring.
Boring. That's going to be a theme. That's going to come back.
So thankfully, Kara is super creative, and she started this activity last year with her daughter. So she's practiced this. It's been pressure tested a little bit in life.
Yeah. And like, the miraculous thing of all of it is that it actually worked, and I actually did it for a whole year. I have never stuck with anything for a year. Ever.
I mean, you've been married for a while.
Okay, I've been married for a good chunk of time. I have lived in this house officially 5 years this week. That's the longest I've ever lived in one place. I stayed at my jobs for a year. But like, the like self-help develop or whatever, like new year, new me, whatever, none of those ever stick. Like, they just never stick. But this one kind of did. And yeah, it was an activity I started with. She was 6 at the time. Now she's 7, my 7-year-old, at the beginning of last year. And she was so into it. She did better at it than I did. And we were kind of like buddies going through the year. And it was just putting little goals on a bingo sheet. There it is. That's the revolutionary, game-changing goal tip.
Setting tactic
It
for
turns
your
out
new year.
that what works for 7-year-olds also works for me, because goals are boring. And it turns out if you put it on a little square and you get to put a sticker on it when you're done with it, it's really motivating.
I'm not surprised. Honestly,
Okay.
I think it's very real. And I think there's also a lot of pre-work that goes into that, though, because you spend a lot of time thinking about your values and what you actually wanted to do, instead of just sitting down and whipping out, 24 squares and a bingo card of, here's some random ideas that I have of things that I want to do in the year. Not that there aren't some of those things.
When yeah, absolutely. And the randomer, the better, really, because novelty again. But one thing that I really wanted to drive with my 7-year-old about it was like how long a year is. So we're going through at the beginning of the year. It was like, what if you put start second grade on there? And she's like, that is so far away, Mom. And I was like, yeah, but that happens this year. Like that's going to be something that happens. And for me who struggles with like the actual amount of time things take and things like that and trying to help understand, I think it's Bill Gates who said something like people underestimate what they can do in 10 years, but overestimate what they can do in one. Something like that. I am the person who overestimates what I can do all the time.
All the time. I was just going to say.
It's like in 20 minutes.
In 5 minutes,
half an hour.
20 minutes, 8
Somehow,
hours.
in 10 minutes, I am going to fully shower and brush my teeth and drive and be on time for my appointment that is in 10 minutes. No, but just trying to stretch out like what is a realistic expectations during that time. So 24 squares, what I like about bingo, 24 squares ends up being about 2 a month on average if you're going for a year. They can be little, they can be big, they can be silly, they can be things that you're going to do anyway. Like last year I had ride a roller coaster on mine. I'd already had a trip to Disney World planned, so I knew I would ride one. But I liked it, so I put it on there. And
I haven't even finished my card yet, and I already checked off one of the squares that I know I'm going to put on there.
Check. But what we did differently this year is I tried to be a little more intentional. Values were always the guiding force, but over here at Waffles Friends Work, we do kind of try to think of things in a balanced way of, taking care of ourselves, which is the waffles, our relationships with the friends, and then our careers with work. And so I took some time and I broke it out into like quick wins and then heavier lifts for each of those things and just tried to write out a couple of things that I thought would be a quick win for myself, something that was a little heavier, friends, and then some work things that I wanted to do. And what I found is that I had a lot of work things and I was like, that's really boring, Kara. Get a life. We're going to not just do work stuff this year. I tried to focus a little harder on some of the me things. So it's just kind of a fun activity to think through and fill out.
Yeah. So if you go download the PDF that Kara has painstakingly put together for you because I didn't do any of it.
Appreciate the credit. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you can go and download the thing and it will walk you through what Kara just talked about, this process of looking at like 2 big categories, which are what are some easy things that you can just check off, maybe things that you're going to do anyway or that you have already done, and some things that might take a little bit more effort. And I've seen Kara has finished her bingo card. I have not. One of the things that I think she did that's really cool is she's got some check boxes on some of those so that it's like things that she has to do so many times before she can check off the box. But at the end of the day, it's still, there's a way to tell if it's done so that you can check off, put the sticker on or the stamper or whatever you do.
Yeah, we used sparkly heart stickers for ours last year, and it was incredibly effective for both the 7-year-old and the 34-year-old.
I might get some gold stars. Like the foil ones that used to lick.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I could taste it. I can taste that. Just thinking about that. So some things about why I don't know if you guys are like learning science nerds. Probably not, but I am. But sometimes just putting things in a different format creates like new neural pathways and it re-engages your brain and makes it a little more fun. Some people would call this, I don't even want to say it because I hate it so much, gamification. I would just call it like just making it less boring. Like doing something that like disrupts the routine a little bit and makes it a little more fun and interesting. And then you're just doing things that you wanted to do anyway. And the last piece of this that I like is you have a list that you can reference. So say you have 40 minutes and you're just kind of like, what am I doing? You can look at your bingo card. Mine hangs right next to my desk. It's right here. I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, oh, I have host a craft night. I could probably think through what I would want to do for that. Like maybe I could even find a date right now. Like it's already there and you don't have to try to sift through some of that like mental labor of doing something you want to do because you already
thought about it.
You already thought about it.
I like it. Yeah. And I think as we come into the new year and even before that, just in our day-to-day lives, there are things that we kind of think about. One of the things that my son has been talking a lot about in the last couple of months is doing more analog things and getting off of his phone more. And he's actually talked about it quite a bit. He's like, Mom, can you set the passcode on my phone so that I can't override when I want more screen time? I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that for you because I want you to learn.
Good idea.
Yeah, I want you to learn how to manage yourself. And so one of the things that we did, and this will go on my bingo card somewhere in some format, but we went to the library and got actual physical books because both of us read on our phones a lot.
Yeah.
And I said to him, one of the things that helps you stop doing one thing is just adding more other things.
Yes.
So
that is how I like broke my TikTok habit. Is I just had other things I liked doing so I just didn't spend so much time scrolling. But like that was way easier to get rid of like my TikTok I put bad habit in quotes because it's like it's fine. Like I'm not trying to judge myself for to scroll
Yeah.
this thing that is programmed to be
yes, to be addictive.
this
yes.
thing that you're supposed to not put down. But yeah, fill the space like with the things you do. That's such a good one. The same thing when I was saying like I want to create more and consume less. I put on mine paint something to hang in my house. Like that's something I want to rather than just sit on my couch and rewatch Heated Rivalry again, which I will do. I didn't say stop consuming things. I just said consume it less.
Yeah, well, and so I think that those are some great ideas for as you're sitting down and thinking through your intentions for the year and your values and kind of what you want to accomplish, getting specific and being creative about how you accomplish those things instead of just, like in this example, stop scrolling TikTok so much. Like that's not really a very good goal. It's hard you can't measure it. Not that we need to measure
You can't
everything.
put the sticker on it.
But you can't put a
really
sticker
hard
on it.
put a sticker on it. And like to go back to our 5-step patent pending method, like when you set something like stop scrolling TikTok, then anytime you do it, you're like, well, I didn't make my goal, and now you're into the shame space. And so when you get a little more specific about like what to do, it's like something that you can actually mark as done instead of like this perpetuating thing, then you can have a little more grace and compassion and get back into the cycle of aligning with your values, doing your best, starting small, and then giving yourself grace as you're working through.
Yeah, and
that
it
change.
becomes like this sort of all or nothing thing where it's like if your goal is, well, I'm going to eat healthier. And it's like, okay, well, I just finished off all this Christmas candy. I guess my goal is I'm done and I'm done for the year. So tomorrow I'm just going to eat more. Guess I'll wait till next January.
I guess I'll be done. Well, okay, here's a funny one. My husband is joining the bingo card fund this year, and one of his is to eat 50 different fruits this year.
That is, first of all, such a Nate thing to do. And second of all, I like it.
But that's like a good one, right? Instead of like, I need to eat more fruit. It's like, okay, or vegetables. Maybe it's both. Anyway, that is one way that you could like, you actually did do that. That's a way you could track. That's one you could track and feel like you accomplished.
I just had several inappropriate goals go through my head, but that we're in that same sort of format. But I do think that that's really good. I like it. But it's also novel. It's creative. It's something positive instead of some sort of negative that you're trying to take away. Instead, we're adding.
Yes, there's actually a term for that my boss at my work uses all the time, and I still can't remember what it is. But there's an actual like psychology term for adding the thing instead of just trying to subtract it. I can't remember what it is. Maybe one of our listeners knows and they can tell me.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think we have at least one listener, so.
I was gonna say, except I think it's Mom, and maybe she doesn't know.
But we're hilarious. Did want to tell one story because it made Kara laugh so hard when I told her.
Oh my
this
gosh,
earlier.
yes, I kind of wish you had waited for the recording so that we could have captured my reaction live because it was so funny.
Okay, so we're talking about novelty. I was thinking about these things. As an adult, I kind of gotten more into sports and working out, and I've tried a whole bunch of things over the last 20 years, including sprint triathlons. Went through that phase. I played roller derby for a couple of years, and then I got into CrossFit for many years, and then I strength sports, so strongman, and then Highland Games, which I still do. But I just have been kind of a slug lately, and I had this aha moment the other day where I was like, I haven't tried anything new, like physically, in a long time. And I mean, the reality is that I'm on the other side of 40, so there are some things that probably are a little bit out of bounds for me. Not that you can be too old to try new things, but my knees and my hips say yes.
But yeah.
So when I was a kid, I did gymnastics, and I actually really liked gymnastics and tumbling. And I just got thinking about, well, what could I do that is, anyway, it's a really long story to tell you that I signed up for an aerial silks class.
It's so good. And I said, Eleanor's going to be so jealous, but like just a stark turn, which if we're going for novelty, I think you nailed it. I think it's going to be great.
Well, I don't know. I'm bored, and I thought it would be really fun. And I got a couple of friends who are going to go with me. I said, I need some witnesses. So there's a couple of us that are going to go, and I've been making an absolute fool out of myself.
So we've been talking, we did that episode about accountability and like becoming your own accountability partner. And like, I kind of pooped on accountability partners a little bit. Not my intention. Accountability partners are fine. But maybe if I reframed them to witnesses, that would work for me, because I am one of those people who can't do something embarrassing and then not tell everybody about it. Like, I need them to know that I am such an idiot. So, okay. Accountability partner out, witnesses in.
Yeah, and I mean this particular group of friends, like, we cannot do anything without it being heavily documented in photos and videos and then shared excessively on Facebook and Instagram. So there will be pictures, there will be videos. It's going to be just mortifying, and I can't wait.
It's gonna be great. It's great. So, I don't know, quick like little recap, just maybe like key takeaways. In summary, if you skipped the whole thing and listened to this on 4x speed and you're like, wait, what did I just listen to? Here's the TLDR. Goals are boring.
Novelty is in.
They are less boring when you're setting goals that you care about, that you want to try, that are new, fun, and interesting, and in a new, fun, and interesting format. There is no right goal. There is no wrong goal. There may be better goals, but that's up for you to decide. You don't. Here's one. We didn't say this, but here's one I will say. You don't have to set goals if you don't want to. Like, maybe that's your form of self-care this year, is you don't need to set goals and you're just taking it easy. I like goals. I like to set goals. I like to check the box. I like to put the sticker on it, but it's okay. That's not your thing.
Yeah. And nobody's going to make you either. So, in fact, no one's going to notice.
No one's going to notice.
If you're not the one writing an epic Facebook post or a LinkedIn post with all your goals for the year, no one's going to go, where's Jensie's list of goals? Nobody cares.
I hate those LinkedIn posts. I hate them so much.
We have dragged LinkedIn hard today.
And it's funny because it is the social media platform I'm most active on. That's not true, actually. My most active platform is Threads right now. Let me tell you, if you want to get popular on Threads right now, just go post something about heated rivalry. Those fans are crazy. It's a good time. Join us.
Boy. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it. But I have watched a lot of Letterkenny. It's almost the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
So close.
So close. Anyway, okay, that's it. That's all for me.
That's it.
Goals are cool if you want them to be.
Make them cooler if you want by doing a bingo card.
Don't do boring things. Don't do the things you think you should do. Do the things you want to do and make it fun. That's it. There you go.
That's it. That's a good summary. Okay, good. Until the next time, we have something to ramble on about.
And we will.